Welcome back to the Fantasy Football Formula. This is Conference Championship weekend. We had some very entertaining divisional round games, and Alex, looks like you had a nice little bounce back from your 0-5 week.
That's how it's done, first of all.
That is how you bounce back.
Second of all, Patrick and Nicholas, do you have anything to say for the audience?
Them boys
No,
did
I
not get
don't.
it done.
I'm not planting my flag on the Cowboys. No chance.
Oh, but you were so keen to last week.
Confident. I'll say confident, but I was wrong.
Well,
It takes a
luckily,
big man to admit when he's wrong.
luckily it's
That's
Wait,
all I
can we
needed.
hear you say it? Can we hear you say it?
Corey, you were 1-4.
I just want to hear you say
Answer the question, Patrick.
What? The Cowboys lost. I don't know what you. Yeah,
it. No,
Say you were wrong.
Yeah,
you're
I was
wrong.
wrong about them going.
Yeah.
To
All right.
PB, that's the biggest first step anyone can take, and admitting that they were wrong.
Okay, Corey.
You know what else is wrong while we're on the topic is that Amish beard you're growing out. My goodness.
Yeah,
Hey, he's got a fresh fade going though. Come on.
I got a
Yeah.
haircut and then I forgot to shave it to line it up. So I definitely need to do
I
that.
like it. I like it, PB. It's the playoff beard. I like it.
But luckily we have another opportunity to maybe bet against Brock Purdy here. But
Before we jump in, I've got a couple of fun facts just on
Okay.
the playoffs
Love
so
fun
far.
facts.
Yeah, just some stats, for the people.
okay.
So in terms of the playoffs, favorites right now 7-3 straight up. Dogs are 6-4 against the spread, and the over/under is an even 5-5. It went 5-1 in the wild card round and 0-4 in the divisional round. And the current QBs of the last four teams are 35-2 since November 1st. We always talk about the best
That is
teams.
one.
We always talk about the best teams playing their best ball in November and on, and these four teams have definitely done that.
Yeah.
I'll throw one in. There's only 5 teams in the playoffs left right now that are undefeated.
Five?
The four we're playing here, and the Browns got the bye week again. So I'm feeling good. We haven't lost in the playoffs this year, so I'm feeling great.
Oh my gosh. Well, we start off. These games are both on Sunday. First game, the 49ers, led by Brock Purdy, already 2 wins in the playoffs, going to Philly. Philly is 2.5-point favorites with a 46 over under. Got some banged up players in the 49ers. You have CMC and Elijah Mitchell, both kind of battling some injuries. They're looking like they're going to play, but we'll see how it affects them in the game. Who wants to go first so how we're going to do it is we're going to give, there's only 2 games, so we just don't want to do 2 picks and call it. So we'll still have our 5 picks, but we'll have probably 1 to 2 picks in each of these, and then we'll each have a teaser to round things out. The teasers again have been on fire. Last week it was like a community thing. We had the Chiefs -1.5 and the Eagles -2.5. I mean, it was easy money.
Yeah, the Chiefs, they were doing, obviously, Mahomes goes down. Chad Henne leads a great 98-yard drive, but, the Chiefs were doing their best to keep the Jaguars hanging around that game. I think the Jags kind of lost that more than the Chiefs won it, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes even on,
One leg. Yeah.
I mean,
Still
before we
was
make
making
these
plays.
picks, can we talk about the impact of this high ankle sprain for Patrick Mahomes?
Well, that's
Is he
the
going to
second.
play? Like, I'm in
Let's-
the dark here. Like,
We'll
what's
talk
going
about
on?
that in the second game, but let's first start with the 49ers Eagles. So
All right.
who wants to go
60
first?
day script.
Who wants to go
So
first?
I'll hop in here. Like we said at the top, the 49ers absolutely dominated the Cowboys in every facet of that game. They had more yards per attempt, more yards per play, more first downs, more turnovers, better third down efficiency, less penalties, more time of possession. The list goes on and on. Purdy didn't have to have his best game, but that's the beauty of the 49ers system. He doesn't have to. You've got Debo, who had a 121.4 passer rating, and Kittle with a 118.4 passer rating when targeted throughout the playoffs. So these short routes, these screens, these slants have been working.
Debo didn't do anything though. In this
I
last
know he didn't, and he didn't need to. But the 49ers are now facing an Eagles team who I think has a very similar caliber defense to the Cowboys, very good. And they've got a much better offense, better quarterback, better weapons, etc. However, they have not been great against the run, which is what the 49ers do best. One of the best running teams in the league. And on the other side of the ball, they're also one of the best run defenses in the league, which the Eagles offense is kind of built around, is getting the run game going to open up the pass. This is the fourth straight home game that the Eagles have played. The last three went under. The Eagles have the fourth most rushing yards this season. The 49ers, the seventh most. And in the last 20 years, when two teams averaging over 130 rushing yards match up, the under is a perfect 6-0, going under on average by a total of 15.5 points. So that is where I'm going to be targeting this game, under 46. And that's going to be my first pick here.
You gonna pick a
Stat man
side?
brought his bag.
Yes, sir. Hey,
Jeez.
hey, we're talking last 3 games of the year. Better bring out the big guns.
Yeah.
Building all the
Jeez.
notes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
like
if
the
you
under
guys,
pick there. I could see that. Two really good defenses, probably some of the best in the league. My pick here is pretty simple. I think Eagles fly together. So I'm going with the Eagles. They're my lock of the week. Just feeling good about that passing game. I know San Fran has so many playmakers, and it's really tough to bet against them because it just seems like when one of them is not on the screen, like George Kittle's streaking down the sideline for a 50-yard catch. Love the team. I just think this is too big of a spot for Brock Purdy, and probably going to regret it and be like, oh, that Jared Goff was able to do it. Why didn't I think Brock Purdy could? But I'm sticking with the Eagles here. They've been a wagon all year. I think that's going to force Brock Purdy to have to pass a lot. And I think they're going to, AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, I think are going to shred up the secondary as best as they can and carry them to victory. So that's my lock of the week.
Well, I will be joining you, Nick. The Eagles -2.5 are my lock of the week as well. I will preface this by saying I don't think either of these teams win the Super Bowl. I've not been a Jalen Hurts guy all year, and I'm not a big Brock Purdy guy, but I will say I like Jalen Hurts more than Brock Purdy. I think the Eagles have a better secondary than the Cowboys have. I think the Cowboys can bring more pressure than the Eagles, but Brock Purdy is not going to have success against this Philly secondary. And with Jordan Davis in, they're weaker against the run, but they're still decent against the run. And you have still weapons you have Goddard, AJ Brown, Smith, and then even Quez Watkins, which the 49ers get absolutely burned by deep balls. They have all year. And I'm taking the Eagles -2.5 in this spot against Brock Purdy in a conference championship.
Yeah, for me, like it came down to it's like name a better quarterback you would want to outrun Nick Bosa in that defensive line of San Fran, and I think it's Jalen Hurts. He's shown that he's got that magic ability to get outside the pocket and make plays, and he's got his receivers in the right spots at the right time. I just like it happens too much to be a fluke. It's a skill. So I think he's set up perfectly to handle the pressure of what San Fran brings. And obviously not everyone could do that. Dak looked like one of the worst quarterbacks all year last week. So, speaks volumes to what San Fran pass rush could do, but no one I'd want back there more than Jalen Hurts.
well, yeah, I like I can't do the over because Alex just told me everything that I can't because he's stat man and I was looking at the over, but
I like the
after
under with Alex as well. I do like the under.
Yeah, so after hearing all that, great analysis. I'm gonna go with the weird thing is like I've been on on the Eagles all year. The 49ers have been, tailing as of late. I mean, Eagles were one of my Super Bowl picks. I'm going to have to stick with the Eagles here at -2.5. I just think their offense is set up better than the Cowboys is. The Cowboys offense is led by
The
Dak
49ers?
Prescott, No, I'm saying the Eagles offense
as
is set up better
as a matchup.
Oh, then the
the
matchup.
Cowboys for the
Yeah,
matchup wise.
Yeah.
They have better weapons on the outside. You can almost say Dalton Schultz and Goddard Goddard's definitely better, but he's not too much better. The 49ers are better against the tight end, so I don't expect Goddard to have a huge game.
Right.
But I like the Eagles here. Like I said, they're one of my Super Bowl picks. I'm going to take them at -2.5. And I do like Brock Purdy a lot. I think he's earned himself a starting role there in San Francisco. The inexperience there. You keep wanting to say that, but he has one of the best coaches in the league, like in the perfect system set up for him. Like we saw exactly what we had to do last week. Like PB was over text, like it's not even like Brock Purdy had a good game. Like, no, you're right. He had a great game because he didn't turn the ball over. He was proficient with his passes. Like they didn't punt to I don't know when they punted, but he's just getting first down after first down. Like he's going to have success. He will be there. But I think just too much going to Philly. It's a hard place to play. So give me the Eagles -2.5 here.
But this is like you said, we're gonna have two picks in some of these games sometimes. This brings me to my next pick, and this is one where I do think it makes sense. Like I never parlay things, right? Like I just think I'm not a parlay guy. I just think the odds are never in your favor when you do it. But if you can correlate things such as so my next bet is Purdy under 218.5 passing yards. He is not going to be able to throw for that many yards against this Philadelphia secondary. It's just not happening. I'm thinking he's you could bet some alternate lines. I think even at under 200, but this is one where, so I'm taking it straight up, but I think it makes sense to, if you want to take the Eagles -2.5, it's a correlated parlay to take Purdy's under there as well. But yeah, as I said, if they want to try to attack the run and just game man it, that's fine, but he's still not throwing for over 218.5 yards. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
What's the odds on that?
It's like -120.
Yeah, I think he only got to 180 on the Cowboys, and it's you could argue that the Eagles secondary is even better than the Cowboys. So
yeah, I think it is.
I don't mind that.
Well, while we're talking about player props, this is my second pick. Parlay King bringing you the heat now. DraftKings actually has a weekly special that I like. I tend to fade these. I think they just are putting in one leg that's just surely to break. But this one's only a 2-leg parlay here. We got McCaffrey over 75 rush yards and Debo +50 receiving yards. So I think, McCaffrey 75 yards, very doable.
That's why it's a special. That's why it's a special.
I know. I said I usually don't like him, but
CMC's banged up.
What?
CMC has a calf strain. He might
calf.
be in there on 3rd down only or something.
No, they're gonna run.
They're gonna run him.
This isn't gonna be the Todd Gurley situation where he just magically doesn't play your star running back. We're not seeing that.
He's gonna play, but he's dealing with a calf strain.
Yeah, he's just broken 100 rush yards so many times.
Strain.
Yeah,
Nick, what are those odds on that?
+280.
+280. Is there a cap on that?
It's probably
a $50 cap.
I don't know.
It's
I
probably
just threw a
whatever your
unit,
regular
$25
bet
on it.
Yeah.
They usually a lot of times
either
now
of
you'll be able to put your usual unit on it.
Debo
without
50
that.
receiving. Oh man.
Yeah.
Might have to take
Debo's
the
awesome.
reverse
Think of how many
parlay on that, Nick.
I mean, think of how many screen passes and gadget plays they run with Debo, jet sweeps.
You could get it all in one.
Yeah.
Well, for what it's worth, I might be
Either of
taking the reverse DK special on that because I hate both those picks.
Wait, Nick, was it over Debo over 50 receiving yards or just totally? Okay.
Receiving.
Okay.
Yeah, total would be nice, but
yeah. going off of what Corey was saying about the Eagles and their pass catchers, my next pick in this one is AJ Brown, anytime touchdown at plus 165. We saw, what wide receiver ones can do against the 49ers. And it's guys on the outside. DK had 2 touchdowns on them in that first game. CD obviously didn't reach the end zone, but put up over 100 yards. Obviously, he plays a little bit more in the slot sometimes too, splits outside and slot. But I think that AJ Brown, they brought this guy in this year for this exact spot, and I think he is going to show up. And I like getting plus money on an AJ Brown touchdown. So
I like that.
Yep. My next pick is also in come from this game. I'm going to keep it very simple here. I'm going to take the Eagles. Their first half total points is going to be over 11.5. I think it's minus 110. So, 100 to win 110. I think it's a safe. Nothing's ever a safe bet, but it's with the way the Eagles are scoring right now and controlling the ball on the ground. And with the 49ers having such, PB touchdown at their secondary gets beat on long balls. I can see Devontae Smith catching a deep one. I just like it too much not to touch it. So,
okay.
Did you
And
say
the Eagles love scoring in the first half? Like there's countless games where they score like 20 to 30 points in the first half, and then they score like 3 points in the second half. It's happened countless times this year.
I don't have an exact stat for this, but I was reading up on their first halves. Their overs it was like 11-5 or 11-5-1 or whatever in the regular season. Yeah, their first half team total. And obviously that's 2 touchdowns or a touchdown and 2 field goals is very, very doable.
Yeah. If it was in San Francisco, I feel a little bit. It's in Philly, and the amount of juice that comes out of that.
Yeah. Also, the 49ers defense has been insane in the second half. Like they come out and I think they've let up like under 14 points in the second half of the majority of games this year. So,
all right. Well, next we have this is the game of the week for me. I think this is going to be the most entertaining. Bengals doing it again, trying to make a back-to-back Super Bowl appearances in the same matchup, going into Kansas City. The spread opened Chiefs minus 2.5. It has gotten bet. I mean, it's rare to see something like this, especially in a playoff. I'm just hammered to the Bengals now at minus 1.5. Obviously, this is because of the Mahomes high ankle sprain. But who wants to start us off with this one? Because there's a lot to dive into here.
Yeah,
let's unpackage here.
I'll take it. I'm taking it for my lock of the week. I'm sticking with my gut, sticking with what I know best. And what I know best is betting Patrick Mahomes at home as an underdog is something that you want to do. I know he has a foot injury, or the ankle injury, I should say. But it's the playoffs. Everyone's playing hurt. I know his is a little more significant than just being hurt. He actually is injured, but I mean, you saw what he did in the second half. Like even he barely can move on it, and like that was fresh off that game. Like he was, like the fresh injury, and he's still playing through that pain. It's still absolutely incredible what he can do with the ball at 75%, 50%. Yeah, they may not be able to run as many gadget plays. Yeah, he might not be as mobile. But what that guy can do from the pocket, unmatched.
Is it his right or left?
Unmatched.
His right ankle.
So I am taking the
ankle.
Chiefs plus 1.5. I hope it gets higher than that because everyone is just drinking the Kool-Aid from Cincinnati. Everyone jumped on it like, oh my God, we got to take the Bengals.
I said to get it at plus 2.5 for what it's worth, like right when I came out.
No, this is every fucking week we do this.
I'm just
it's my lock, and I can't even get to my
lock.
No, I didn't. I couldn't.
Yes, you did. You kept dragging it on.
I'm taking the Chiefs plus 1.5.
You
That's
said
my
it.
lock because, yeah. Okay. Thanks, PB.
You said you said you said what it was. You said the pick, and then you kept whatever.
Let's talk about the ankle, though. I mean, right foot, that's where you generate all your power from as a quarterback. So that's kind of scary, especially for Patrick Mahomes. Like, the guy's got a cannon arm, obviously, but it's a little worrying. I don't know.
So I said I liked the Bengals. My pick here is actually not a side. I originally liked the Bengals plus 2.5 when the line was released, but I'm never gonna bet against Patrick Mahomes at home, even with a high ankle. But I will take the over at 46.5. I mean, with a healthy Mahomes, this is like nearing probably this is probably like a 53-ish total or something, I'd imagine. And I just don't know if that ankle's worth the whole like 7 points, 6 or 7 points. Yes, I do think he's going to be less effective. So much of what Patrick Mahomes does, he can pass out of the pocket, great, right? But if you're just talking if both quarterbacks, Burrow and Mahomes, just had to pass out of the pocket, I think they're even. I really do think Burrow is just as good as Mahomes, just out of the pocket, no mobility. Mahomes, what he can do when he scrambles and does these like crazy cross the field passes, when he's like breaking out on the side, and then he usually rushes for like 30 yards or more most games. He's not going to be able to do a lot of that. And you're saying, look what he did against the Jaguars, right? Yeah, his adrenaline was, kicked in, and that was against the Jaguars defense. This is the Bengals defense. So it is a little bit different. The Bengals defense is much, much better. And I just think if I had to pick, like we'll get into our teasers and what that is, but if I had to pick someone to win this game, it's definitely, I think, the Bengals. Like, I do think the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl at this point, even though the Chiefs were my preseason pick or whatever before the playoffs happen. I just can't see it anymore with that high ankle. That's going to be very tough to overcome.
You're afraid. Scared little man.
I'm
taking
Chiefs?
Mahomes' ankle. I mean, let's be honest, okay? What's happening all week? Andy Reid's donating his A5 Wagyu tomahawk steaks, wrapping those straight to Mahomes' leg, and like he's gonna be fine. He's probably got like stem cells getting pumped in there.
He's gonna be fine.
Like, yeah, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna come out. He's gonna be all right. Right? Like, let's not panic here. He's gonna be so juiced up. He's not gonna feel his leg for like 3 months. Like, it's fine. He's gonna be all right.
You can't just juice up a high ankle.
I'm taking the Chiefs money line as one of my picks. Love the plus 100 pick there. And then I'm also going to throw in another plus 100 pick, anytime touchdown scorer for Travis Kelce. If his ankle's feeling a little sore, if he even feels it, he's going to aim a little bit lower down the field, find his guy Kelce. We know these two lean on each other in big games. And honestly, at the beginning of the year, I talked about how there's kind of this like whole shift in the NFL, kind of a regime change of going from the Rodgers and the Bradys. Now we're looking at, the next generation. I think you got the perfect setup right here. Andy Reid and Patty Mahomes is your Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. And then on the other side, you got your Bengals, who's kind of like your Colts, your Peyton Manning scenario. Way better weapons, but like still gets beat all the time and like maybe sneaks through like a handful of times through the next decade. So that's kind of how I'm seeing the game script of the NFL roll out here, but I like the Chiefs here.
Yeah, my lock of the week is the other side of this. I got Bengals money line as my lock of the week here. It's like minus 120 right now. Bengals pressured Josh Allen on 41% of his dropbacks, even in that snow. They dominated both sides of the trenches, even with that broken down, beat up O-line. And Burrow has the best passer rating of any QB in these playoffs so far. On the other side, the Chiefs didn't look great against the Jags. Obviously, you factor in a Mahomes injured ankle and all of that. but I think they honestly still would have lost if there wasn't a couple of big plays on special teams there. You've got their kicker tackling Agnew on a breakout kick return. Agnew also fumbled the ball deep into their red zone. And Mahomes, he's closed as an underdog 9 times in his career. He's 6-3 straight up, 9-1-1 ATS. But the only other time he was a home underdog was against the Bills in week 6 this year. They lost that game 24-20. The Bengals, on the other hand, 21-5 ATS in their last 26 after starting
Wagon.
0-2 ATS and straight up this year. Burrow is also 3-0 against Kansas City ATS and straight up. And the game's going to be 20 degrees and some freezing temperatures, which does not hurt or does not help a hurt ankle. I think that ankle is going to limit Mahomes' playmaking ability. What he does best is extending the play, finding guys downfield, picking up those 3rd and long runs when you're not expecting it. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that in the same way in this game. So Bengals, moneyline lock of the week.
Love it. Absolutely love it. My second pick from this game is T. Higgins anytime touchdown at plus 195. The Chiefs defense is not very good against these like alpha receivers. And obviously like Chase is a good, like you could bet him, but he's like plus 100, I believe. And T. Higgins, who would be a wide receiver 1 on pretty much most NFL teams, is plus 195. And I think he gets in the box this week. I think I do think the Bengals controlled this game, and they're gonna have a lot more scoring opportunities. Like you said, I think Mahomes extends so many plays with his legs. So many of those 3rd and longs, and he just runs it right into that corner of the first down, extends the drive. And I think few more of those not going his way, that's just going to more drives to the Bengals. And I think you're getting great odds at almost plus 200 for T to score a touchdown here.
Yeah.
There's no one that can guard T on the Chiefs defense.
I'll give you exactly what Jamar Chase is to score, because that's my second pick in this game.
The plus 100.
Minus 110. So basically, it's like picking a side or an over under. You losing that little bit of juice, but pretty much even money. Like you said, PB, Kansas City doesn't have a guy that can really match up against these alpha receivers, and Jamar Chase is always there in the big games. Him and Joe Burrow they have telekinesis, it seems like. He should have had 2 last week. That one that got called back was I don't know about that. They could have gone either way. But in the 3 matchups that Chase and Burrow have played against the Chiefs, here are Chase's stat lines: 24 receptions, 417 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a 20-plus yard reception in all 3 of those games.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Big play Chase.
Can we just not add big play to everyone who does well in the playoffs, i.e. Gabe Davis?
Okay. I think
I'll give to Chase.
I was going to say, I think Jamar is on, I think we can all
level.
agree, is on a different level.
Yeah.
If I had to hear that name one more
Best
time.
receiver in the league.
A little bit different.
My next pick is 1, 2, 3. I have 2 picks from this one. I'm going to be taking the same as last pick. I'm taking the Chiefs over 10.5 points first half. That is actually juiced up to plus 100, I believe. Let me just double check that. I'm getting an ad, but yeah. So first half points. Again, I just at home. I understand it's gonna be cold, and Patrick Mahomes is limited.
Limited with the quotes.
That hit? Did you see that hit, dude?
Yeah,
That same hit broke.
I don't know why
Pollard's
people.
fibula.
Sorry,
people
it's
delusional
minus
thinking he's just
104.
gonna be the normal guy. Like I don't get it.
He's not going to practice all week.
That's
Straight.
totally fine. He just.
I mean,
what does he need to practice?
I'm just saying, if he was fully healthy, he'd be practicing. Don't you think?
Yeah, but I understand he's not 100% fully healthy, but
Still Patrick Mahomes. I
It's
got
still Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes.
still Patrick Mahomes.
And it's still Andy Reid. In this game, you're really taking. I'm thinking of is Andy Reid versus Zach Taylor, and I'm taking Andy Reid 10 out of 10 times in the coaching department there.
Zach Taylor
Taylor's
has
not a
been
good
great.
coach. Zach Taylor's not a good coach.
Has been phenomenal.
I mean, he's good.
He's not a good coach.
He's been phenomenal. They have the highest pass rate over expectation over anyone, and that is exactly what they need to be doing. They're not bothering running Joe Mixon and all this stuff. They know who they have in Burrow, and they let him rip all game long, every game.
Man, you just get so worked up so quick. It's
You
like turning
love
a
Joe
Because you
button.
say,
Burrow.
you
It's a
say
button.
things that are just don't make sense, like Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor has been great. I don't know what you can. They've been absolutely dominant the past 2 seasons, and last year they were like complete underdogs to make it anywhere. And then start off slow this year and bounce right back. He's been incredible.
Okay, I'm not saying they've had a good year. Just overall, he's not a good coach. In my opinion, he's not a good coach.
Okay.
28-36-1 would tell you differently, but I'm not a numbers guy, but that's just me. So Chiefs first half over is -104. And it's, I think over 10.5 points is very doable for them in a high scoring game. Like you said, PB earlier, the over under was what 50, it would have been 52, 53 points. I mean,
yeah,
they-
it would've been
they're-
really high.
yeah, they're expecting a lot of points in this game, and I expect the Chiefs. They're at home, tough place to play, one of the toughest places to play in the league. I like it at over 10.5.
We're going to look back on this game and call it the ankle game. Just prefacing that now.
No matter what
What
happens.
does that mean? Like his ankle,
Either
just
way.
he miraculously doesn't have an injury and he's just fine.
Yeah. Ever heard of like Michael Jordan's flu game? Ring a bell?
Yeah, like you could mentally
Like
play
that.
through that, but like mentally you can't just play through an ankle.
Oh, you can. Don't worry.
Um,
Just wait and see, PB.
We'll see.
Your
I will.
Bengals are going down.
and okay, the
I
last
picked the
one is
Chiefs to win it
obviously
all, like,
my last pick from this one is a
Change.
pretty simple one as well. It is going to be Patrick Mahomes over his passing yards of over 270. He's been throwing for over 300 yards each game. I understand ankle injury, blah, blah, blah. Can't do as much. I don't care. I understand he's hurt. I understand it. 270 yards for Patrick Mahomes is low. I like it. Give me over 270 yards, -114.
I got
otherwise,
burned
it's
on a Burrow over yards maybe last week or the week before. And I haven't been able to go back to the well for
Chargers.
like over
What's that?
passing yards.
It's also probably one of those bets that are getting bet down anyways. So if you want to wait till Saturday to take or Sunday to take it, I would maybe look at that as well. I'm just taking it now because I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be just fine. That's just me.
Yeah. We will see for sure. I mean, he's still Patrick Mahomes. Like we're talking about a guy who's still on one leg better than 3/4, if not more, of the rest of the league's quarterbacks. So I don't hate it.
I mean, some would argue he still has 2 legs. He just lost his 3rd leg.
Whoa.
PB, we've talked about this before over text. I'm not going to say it publicly because it doesn't need to be mentioned publicly.
Yeah.
But you got to stop getting so excited. Sometimes after you say some things, it's a little weird.
He's passionate, Corey.
Passionate and excited are two different
about
things.
some interesting things. Passionate about some interesting things.
All right, so move on to the teasers. Or anyone else got any more picks?
There's one teaser that I think we should all be in on, and I wonder if it's the
Yeah.
same.
I mean, teasers are a numbers game.
I
right?
think we're
Like,
all on the same teaser.
It's just like you're playing the numbers on this. It's not even a game of football anymore. It's just stats.
All right, team
As
right
Mike
teaser.
McCarthy likes to say.
It's
Team right.
the teaser of the week. 49ers plus 8.5 and the Chiefs plus 7.5.
Yep.
I do love it. It's not my
Fuck.
teaser, but I have also bet it. But in terms of the show, I've got a slightly different one. I'm all with you there.
I was all about the team right teaser, but now I gotta.
I'm with you. I already bet it, but in terms of the show, I'll keep it a little different here, just in case. So I like the under in that Eagles 49ers game, as mentioned before. So we're going to take the points up there to 52.5. and we're going to take the under 52.5. And I agree. I think the second game is going to be a high scoring affair. So we're going to take the total down to 40.5 and take the over in that one.
I like that teaser too. If I were to take the over unders, it's exactly how I would do it for the over unders in both these games. So
I'm jumping on Alex's teaser. I like it better.
Wait, there we go, Corey.
I like it way better.
There we
So
go.
you're taking all right. So San Fran game, you do the over.
So yeah, so total in the San Fran game is 47.5. So you get that up to 52.5 and you bet under 52.5. Then in the opposite game, right now the total is 46.5. So you take the total down to 40.5 and you take that over.
Okay, I got it.
yeah, I love that a little bit less, but I still love it. I just talked down Brock Purdy and Mahomes. And again, I think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback when he's healthy, but I think Patrick Mahomes with a high ankle sprain, I think Joe Burrow is just as good, if not a little bit better, because Joe Burrow, as you've seen, can run a little bit. So, and Joe Burrow out of the pocket, just as good as Patrick Mahomes. So I'm just going to have to take Chiefs plus 7.5 for just, I mean, you get more than 7 with Mahomes at home.
Yep.
And then in a low scoring game, you get 8.5 with the 49ers.
And think about it this way too, on the Bengals Chiefs side of that. So opened at Chiefs minus 2.5, or yeah, Chiefs minus 2.5.
Yeah.
Got bet all the way down to plus 1.5. So that's 2.5, 1.5, 0, 1.5. So you're getting 4 points there just on the line movement. And then you're getting another 6 on top of that.
Math guy, nailing it.
Yep.
I will say that
It is a good bet though.
I can't give it out as a pick because no one will be able to bet it, but I do have a Bengals plus 2.5 ticket, and I have a Bengals teaser with the 49ers, that same one. So as long as 49ers cover, I'll at least break even and hopefully win both of them, but we'll see.
Oh, we're doing a little middling action, are we here?
Yeah, I like that. I
I mean, to get the Bengals and the Chiefs both at like 7.5 and 8.5, I mean, that's like, that's free money.
Yeah, I feel like these games are going to be close either way. So getting over a touchdown in both, I think, is awesome. I think it's
The playoffs.
Yeah.
Long shot play of the week here. I'm just kind of scanning.
I have a, if we're calling plus 390, almost plus 400, a long shot. It's not like crazy long.
It's not crazy, but we'll take it.
It's kind of in the middle of like long shot, regular bet. Eli Mitchell, anytime touchdown, is plus 390 on FanDuel. I know he's a little banged up too, but with CMC's calf, I think Eli Mitchell is going to get a bit more work, and he does get a lot of red zone touches. So I think at that price, I'm definitely sprinkling some on there.
I don't mind that. My long shot one of the week, it's extremely long. When I say extremely long, it's longer than Patrick Mahomes' third leg. It is going to be an exact score here.
Oh,
Chiefs Bengals game. Chiefs 30, Bengals 23 is at plus 17,000. Those are very normal scoring numbers in the NFL. The reason why obviously it's a correct score, so it's extremely high, but it's juiced up a little bit more because the Chiefs are underdogs at home. So if you do like the Chiefs and you think there's gonna be scoring, I don't mind it. 25 to win 4,250 is a nice little payday on a Sunday afternoon. So just something to think about. I'm throwing it out there because if it hits,
we have it on record.
we have it on record.
Yep.
Are you going to
Not-
bet it though?
Yes, I will bet it.
All right,
And my
I'll ride with you.
he'll ride on
Leave
that.
no man behind.
Oh, my longer shot, it's plus 400, but it's Eagles defensive touchdown.
Have you've said that multiple times this year? Have we hit one yet? Just curiosity. I'm not
What are you
like
talking
dogging you.
about?
Defensive touchdown.
Defensive
I had the
touchdown.
Giants. I called that one in that one game.
Okay. That one game. Okay.
We'll
Yeah,
take your
but
word for it.
again,
I'll take it.
these are plus 500 odds, and I've
Yeah.
never called out a defense at 5 or 6 times this year. I win 1, I could lose 4, and I'm profitable.
No, I'm not. I did say I'm not dogging you. I was
Okay,
I was curious.
I've taken the Saints once. I took the Cowboys. I didn't say it on the show, but I said in the DFS show, yeah, Cowboys, but they didn't score. But I like the Eagles defensive touchdown plus 400.
All right. Well, I mean, I took one that's plus 17,000. So
Yeah, I feel a little bit better.
Do we have any more thoughts on these two games?
I think we're in for a great Sunday, boys.
I just think this is Huday's year. I thought it was the Chiefs' year. That ankle sprain that
So it was
sucks.
the Cowboys' year.
No, I didn't. I said they'd go to the Super Bowl. Never said they'd win it. It's always been the Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I call him a goat all the time. I think he's the baby goat in the making. And it sucks because I thought this was his year. I really did. But I mean, you're going up against the wagon in the Bengals, and Burrow is extremely good, and that Bengals team is very good.
So wait, one more thing before we hang on. So back in the day, wagons would go west to the Oregon Trail, and what happened to their wheels fell off, and they died on the Oregon Trail going west, right? So
they went to the Super Bowl when what was their odds last year? I mean, came out of nowhere. They were like the Jaguars of this year, but they made the Super Bowl.
Are you trying to make a 49ers reference to?
I don't know what Corey's reference.
I was making a reference at
the old Gold
They
Rush.
got beat by the Rams out west. That's what the
wagon
reference.
wheels fall off when they go west. So just right over your guys' head.
Time to close up shop.
Yeah, it's getting a little late over there. Corey, I mean, you were 1-4 last week. I feel like
why are you just sprinkling that in now?
Because I'm saying, like, you better have a bounce back here, because my gosh, I think we're on the opposite side of so many things besides the Eagles this week. And
I had a good regular season. What do you do? Stop.
Oh yeah, no, you had a good regular season. I'm talking about last week, and you're about to have 2 bad weeks, is what I'm saying.
I've been,
Alex, what was that show on ESPN that you could just hit the mute button on someone? Like, what was that? Back in the day?
Around the Horn.
Around the Horn. Yeah.
There's
like Sports Center and Around the Horn on it, like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Everyone listening,
Corey,
Alex knows that.
Alex just had a
mute
crazy
PB though,
back, and it's looking ugly for you, Corey.
Mute him.
Yeah, mute him. I'll finish off the show. Thank you, everyone.
I think he's trying to be like the Stephen A. Smith of the show.
We will be doing DFS picks for this weekend as well. Stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you next time.
Good luck.